Hello everyone, it's Melanie with Vintage Studio. Today I have a non-traditional Christmas card focusing on this fabulous pink color. I'm using rubber stamps and dies from Frans for Stampendous. Love this little stamp and die set. You can see you have a truck here. You have the coordinating dies. You've got a tree, some presents, and a little sentiment. Today I'm using the truck, the gifts, and the sentiment. So I'm stamping it on some very light pink colored paper and some white because I will be coloring the gifts and just adding a little detail to the truck. So this goes really quickly when you use a little bit of patterned paper. And again, I wanted this kind of a pink truck, so I'm going to add in the details of the little tires. And then after I get through working on these tires, I'm going to come in with a slightly darker pink shade for my truck, just going around some of the details on the railing, the doors, along the hood, and the fender wells. So much fun. I love this little truck. It's so versatile. You can do so many things with it. So you can see when you add just very minimal details to a colored piece of stamped paper like this, you don't really have to do very much to your image. And it comes out just fine. So look around at some of your patterned papers or slightly patterned papers and see what you can come up with for stamping. I try to aim for something that looks a little bit like a grungy type paper just to give the truck a little old-timey authenticity. I love that look. You can see the dies fit very finely over your stamped image so that you don't have a lot of edges after you die cut. So you know with some of your die cuts you've got this edge you have to deal with. With these from Frans, that is not an issue. So you're ready to move along. Now it does cut out the window there over the door, and I cut a little piece of vellum. And that's just going to give me a little differentiation between the background paper and the truck. So it looks more like a window. It is not shiny, it's just the flat vellum. Then continuing with the non-traditional colors, I'm going to add some pink bows, a little bit of an aqua color, a little dab of yellow, and just get my gifts colored in with markers. I die cut those as well, and they'll go right there in the back of my truck. Okay, now I'm bringing over one of my very favorite tools, the Sizzix Texture Boutique, and I'm going to do a little Swiss dots over the top of the sentiment. This will add just a bit of texture, so I've stamped the sentiment, I've cut it out with a circle die, and now I'm just running it through my Texture Boutique, and I will have Swiss dots. One thing you do want to make sure you do is let that ink dry before you run it through your embossing folder, or some of the ink will transfer to your folder. So there is our sentiment for the front of the card. I'm going to back that with that same pink paper that I used for the truck. Then I'll simply add a little bit of greenery from some die cut leaves. And I think that will set this sentiment off beautifully for the front of my card. This is a die set from Spellbinders. It's got a lot of Christmas foliage, and you can see I've cut out several because I didn't know how many I was going to use here. Oh, and also all the supplies and dimensions for today's card can be found in the description below this YouTube video. So if you're interested in the supplies that were used, a list of supplies, and the exact dimensions for the mat and the card, everything is listed below. So just pop on down there and take a look. You can see I've got my truck popped up on a little bit of foam tape. Going to try to just hold that in position to see where I want it on my card. Then I will start with placing the gifts and then the truck over the gifts. So what do you think about this fun and simple little Christmas card, this non-traditional with the pinks? I absolutely love the pinks and kind of the retro colors for this Christmas card. It was fun getting out of the comfort zone of the red and greens. And I just really like the way this card came out. So maybe look around for some different non-traditional colors that you could use in your cards as well. Just playing around with a little of this greenery just to tuck in here and there around the gifts before I actually place my truck down. It's just easier for me to do this even though the truck is on foam tape. I just like placing some of this stuff down before I get the truck put down. Then when you're ready, it's time to put the truck in place, give it a good press, and move on to the sentiment. So I do want to hear back from you to see what you think about these non-traditional colors for a Christmas card. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like the red and green better? Let me know. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So you can see I am kind of placing my greenery behind my sentiment before I put that down on the front of my card, just so I can get a visual of how this is going to look, because I'm sticking this down flat with just a little tape runner. So that's why I wanted to work on my greenery first. I hope you can catch the details when I do a up close for you on this card, from the Swiss dots on the little sentiment that kind of goes with the dots in the background to the dimension on the truck and those cute little gifts. I'm so happy you dropped by today. I hope that you will come back and visit me again. I want to encourage you to leave me some comments, give me a thumbs up, become a subscriber. That would be wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I wish you a day full of happy crafting.